buddies. Welcome to Mompreneurs Unleashed, the podcast that celebrates moms who are taking on the world of entrepreneurship. Join us as we chat with inspiring mompreneurs who are sharing their tips, tricks, and secrets to success. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom with a killer business idea, or if you're a working mom looking to turn your side hustle into a full-time gig, we've got you covered. Get ready to unleash your inner mom boss and start profiting like a pro.
Welcome back to another episode of Mompreneurs Unleashed. I'm your host, Rakita Weathers. Today I have a special guest with me. I have Miss Aletha Gill. Hey girl.
Hey girl, hey.
Welcome to our podcast. So first off, I would love if you can give an introduction, tell the people who you are, that who you are question is so loaded.
I know.
So let's go with who is Aletha Gill, as in the occupation, what's the at-home accolades? Give us
all the
bridge
version. The bridge version. Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Aletha. I am a Southside Chicago girl. Born and raised Southside Chicago. Moved here to Atlanta a long time ago to attend school and really never left.
Where'd you go?
To Spelman College.
There we go. We got to shout out our HBCUs. Okay,
we do.
Not
all the time. And so moved here and really never left after school. Started working in medical sales for Johnson & Johnson, and from there really went into the recruiting field and been doing that for about 15 years. I feel like I've been a serial entrepreneur for some time, but of course, life happened, got married to Dwayne. We have 2 babies, Andrew and Grace, and now here I am today with a flourishing social media company that I just started, kind of soft launched it beginning of this year, and I'm here. Of course, I've had some other businesses and some other ventures. We'll probably get into that a bit later, but yeah, that's a bit about me.
Oh, good. So as Ms. Aletha has already said, she's a serial entrepreneur. You're talking to one, so I get.
Okay.
We are. Right. Y'all know about every few months it's gonna be business something coming up. And my videographer back there, I know she's giving me the side eye because we know how this goes with us serialpreneurs. That's right.
Yeah.
So take me back a little bit and let's talk about you starting your first business. Like, what made you get into entrepreneurship? Period. How did you get here?
I had my first business when I was in Jacksonville, Florida. My company moved me to Jacksonville. I was doing medical sales right out of school. So this is early 20s. And I moved back to Atlanta because I found very quickly that Jacksonville was not for me. And I had a good friend. We had, been besties in college. And we said, you know what? We love to kind of go to live events. Let's do this event planning company, right? We're going to run these various events for local music artists. So we did that a bit, made it formal. We even brought in a third business partner. And while that was okay, it was called Versatility Unlimited. And while that was okay, it just wasn't bringing in the bills. We were doing it part-time, but I got a taste of it then. And I knew that I appreciated the freedom that I had, even though I was kind of still working a full-time job. I was doing that on the side. I got a taste of that freedom. I got a taste of kind of betting on myself. I got a taste of marketing. And so I think that was the start of everything for me.
How long has it been from that first company to today?
Oh my.
How long have you been an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I would say that was about 19.
Girl, don't even say no more. Stop. Okay, then. I can't even tell you where I was back in 19.
Oh, 19 years ago.
Same thing.
I know.
Same po, baby. I was probably still in middle
school. Well, then. So I was in my 20s. I didn't know what I was doing, but I had fun doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was in my 20s.
Always knew from that first moment, like once you get a taste, it is true though. Once you get a taste of having that freedom to make your own money and being your own boss, whether it's a partnership or not, it's something that it kind of becomes a little addictive, just a little bit. But it has to make sense, right? It has to make sense.
Yeah.
And usually that's when you kind of get into your pivot point when things no longer make sense. So I know a project that you've actually worked with me on before was Lifestyleish Magazine. Lovely, actually, as I have a copy right here. Amazing project. I loved it. However, it wasn't profitable in the way I needed it to be. So when you're a full-time entrepreneur, you cannot really waste your time on things that really just don't pay the bills.
Right.
That's the reality of being an entrepreneur. So let's get into where we are today as the social media manager. Tell me just a little bit more about how did you decide? Well, first off, before we even go into that, because when we started working together, Aletha is a client of mine as well. I'm a photographer. She was my client. That's how we got here. But that business, totally 180 from where we are as social media manager.
Yes.
Talk to me about that and what urged the pivot to social media manager.
Okay. Yeah. So I want to touch on that one first. So what Kita's talking about is my HBCU home, which I still have that company.
Okay.
It's a seasonal business, right? So we were talking about like niching down, right? Really drilling down.
Yeah.
It catered to HBCU alum who loved home decor, which that's me. I've always loved home decor, loved the soft things, loved to be surrounded in beautiful and nice things. And so during the pandemic, you know, I think that changed a lot of us in having to kind of view the way we do business. And so I did that, and I'm still doing that. It's a seasonal business. And so I'm able to kind of run both of them.
Yeah.
Thankful for my support system. But how I got started with the social media management is this time about last year, we were going into our 20th college reunion. So I've been out of college for 20 years. I know I don't look like it
At all. That's why I'm sitting here like, say what?
And so, so the communications team's like, hey, we need to get information out to folks. They're not checking their emails. We need somebody to run the social media. So I raised my hand. I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll help out. Myself and then another young lady, Jelana. And so we were doing the social media. We're just in Canva. So we're like, okay, we'll figure out how to disseminate this information, get people engaged, involved. Because there was also another component where they had to give, right? It was like a class gift that we also wanted. So we had to pump out fundraising information, things like that, but in a fun way. And so, so I raised my hand to do that. And from there, so the reunion was last May. And from there, classmates just start hitting me up like, hey, can you do this for my business? Y'all did such a great job. Can you help me here, help me there? And so it really just kind of came to be organically. When people started tapping on me and I'm like, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see if I can monetize this. And it's I have a handful of clients now and it's been successful for me.
Yeah, great job. And I love to hear, well, let me put it like this. I think a lot of small businesses do start out organically. You're doing something, somebody sees something in you, and then like enough people ask for it to where
it makes sense. Yeah.
What do other people make doing this? You know, if these people I know want it, I know somebody else could want it.
Exactly.
And so, and if you have this passion or this hobby that you're probably sitting on, really tap into what is it that makes you happy and what you're really good at. So that goes back to the niching down topic that we've had. So Aletha and I were having lunch one day, and we started talking about how some business owners, they're just all over the place. And when you're looking for someone that has a specialty, it just makes them so much more valuable, and you're more likely to actually work with that person.
Yeah.
So by you being a social media manager, talk to me about, you know, what's the importance of niching down and how you explain it to your clients?
Yeah, it is very important. And how I explain that is just really your niche is who you are, at the core of who you are. You know, we are not a monolith. It's not, oh, I only like social media management. I like fashion. I love home decor. I like to dance. Like, I like all the things. And so my tribe will probably also like those things or like to see me doing those. And so when you think about your niche, it's really about, okay, who you are at the core. And then what other things do you like? But I think, and this is just my personal philosophy, to really be successful, I think if you niche down maybe 2 or 3 levels. So, excuse me, for example, You have mompreneurs, right? So folks that are moms. So these are women who are mothers that are also business owners. That's 3 things right there that we have in common. For me, it's, women, Black women typically, who are business owners, but they're doing it on the side, right? They're transitioning. They may have their full-time job. So my thing is, I'm going to help you save time because I know time is big, So think about the pain points. Think about, what can you really tap into and bring value to your clients from your particular niche that you choose.
That's actually a really great point. There are a lot of moms, and I know you're still doing this yourself as part-time, right?
Yeah.
That have their corporate jobs. They're making that work along with, because it's not enough. We had this thing of being fulfilled, right? And I feel like, at least for me, being in a corporate space, I feel like I wasn't fulfilling who I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
So we were there we like the stability, we like the security of it, the benefits of being in corporate, or whatever that, full-time job may be for you. However, it's as if we're still missing something, right? And so for me, my passion is helping Black women, particularly mothers or entrepreneurs. And at this point, now we're talking about both of those. But finding a way, how can I still serve that purpose that I feel I have, what's been put on me, and also still take care of my other responsibilities, right? And I see you're in the exact same boat. And I find that most moms are.
Juggling.
We are. We're balancing. We're making it work, right? Since you started your entrepreneurial journey, right? How has your husband, Dwayne, taken this and like how has he supported this decision?
So Wayne is very supportive, actually. So I'm laughing because he knows I'm all over the place sometimes. But I think at the core of our relationship and kind of who we are, we have an understanding. And it's actually crazy because I was just talking to the makeup artist about this. He's the type of person, he likes, okay, I like my 2-week check. I like to know what's coming in. I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. We'll work through it. He's like, okay, these pipe dreams, these hope dreams, they pay the bills, baby. So, but he's been very supportive because he knows that's who I am. I'm a creative person. I can be a little flighty sometimes, but he's very supportive. I would say the best way or one of the main ways he supports is watching the kids, right? So if I'm out at networking events, if I'm out with lunch with other clients on calls, he's the one that has the kids and holding it down. Between him and my mom, they've been my rock, my support system. So he's been great. So
There's 2 things there. So for one, having a solid support system, for one, it's like kind of one of the only ways we can get most of this done, unless you're paying a sitter around the clock,
right?
Or you have an in-house nanny or something. But having a support system like that, having a mom close by, having a husband that's willing to actually like stop what he's got to do to make sure that we can go follow our dreams. A1, okay? Y'all deserve a treat for that. But then on top of that as well, he allows you to still be your creative self.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of us, I know me in particular, child. I'm not even going to go into too much about me on that one because John will have a lot to say right now about all the things that I do. You got something else? You got something else to do? Wait, you gonna come home when? Hey. But just the reality of him understanding I'm not gonna sit still. I will not do it.
Yeah.
Don't expect me to stay still. I'm going to have something to do. And so that's so good that you have that.
It is. It's good. I know he doesn't like it all the time, right? But, we have a great working relationship. He's such a good partner, and I tell him that all the time. So yeah, he's great.
Dwayne, if you watching this, you go, boy. Okay, so I have a few other questions that I wanted to tap into.
Yeah.
So one, could you give some practical tips for mompreneurs on how they can manage their social media presence and also doing this while balancing, motherhood and entrepreneurship? I know it's a lot, but just give them a little bit. A free 99. Give them what's the free tip there?
Yeah. Set up your systems. Right. So sometimes that's a person, right? A social media manager to handle it for you all. Yeah. Or sometimes that is those social media scheduling tools, right? So there are the tools that are out there that will help you schedule your posts. I even learned last week in Canva, you can schedule bulk posts. So what that means is you can do your bulk content. You can sit down on a Sunday or a Saturday afternoon. If you are like stumped and you don't know where to go to for prompts or what to post, because that's what I find that a lot of people don't even know where to start, what to post. Child, you better get up on this AI chat GPT and figure it out. But yeah, so I would say, you know, having those systems in place is key. Definitely using those scheduling tools and utilizing your resources. That may be an individual, that may be certain software, that may be partnerships with other folks, using other people's content in order to post and grow your business. So that's where I would start if I was a person trying to juggle it all.
I like the fact that you mentioned even using other people's content. In a way, collaborations, for one. If you haven't created any collabs, then now is the sign for you to go do it. Because for one, Aletha's going to take this interview right here, and best believe it's going to be some content on Aletha 2.0, right? And that's what it's supposed to be. You know, you want to be able to find how to, one, cross-promote yourself on other platforms. It doesn't have to always be to your immediate audience. So that's just a nugget. If you could take anything else from here today, find ways to collab in partnership with other business owners. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to our next question.
Okay.
I know I hate this statement, this phrase.
Okay.
So when you hear it, it's just going to laugh. But how do you find work-life balance?
It's a myth, girl. You know that. Yeah, man. Ain't no such thing as balance. Honey. It's a work-life mesh, right? I follow, I think his name is Kier Gaines, but he had a similar question. He was on a panel interview. And it's like right now, this day and age, 2023, it is all together. It's merged all together. You work, you live, you go, you do all the things. And you have to make that piece work.
Yeah.
I think lost or gone are the days where it's like, okay, I have my work life and this is it. I am in this box and in this bubble. Okay, now's my personal life. With the development of technology, with social media, with, you know, all these new technologies, it's together, and you have to find a way to make that work for you, especially now that a lot of people are working from home. People aren't even back in the office. So your personal life is kind of already mixed with your work life, whether you are a full-time, you know, employee or an entrepreneur. So I'm going to answer your question, but I think it's a good merge of the two and figuring out how to best show up for myself and my family and also get all the things done that I need to in each of those areas.
So how does Aletha create balance? And not balance, I'm going to say, how does Aletha create boundaries in this space? Because again, we do many things. The mom, the wife, the house is a whole nother piece of it, you know. And then there's the business, the clients, you know. How do you set the boundaries for people to know where's Aletha coming in this me time, all those things?
Oh, girl, I get my me time in. So I will talk about that first, and then I'll go to boundaries. But one of the things I took from one of my classmates, Shatay, was these momcations. We were in the book club a couple of years ago. And she said, you know what? I just go do a hotel locally. I do a staycation for me. And I'm like, oh, I guess I could do that too. Like, I started talking to Dwayne about that. I'm like, I need to take some time for me. And I've always been that type of person where I'm like, I need that time. I need my me time. And I think it really showed itself. It really came about during the pandemic. And so that's one of the ways I set my boundaries. Yes, I have certain times of the day that I'm working, right? When the kids are in school, when the kids are in camp, usually from about 9 to 4 or so, I'm getting work done for me, right? Or for my clients. After that, it's usually, okay, let me cook something, you know, figure out dinner plans. And then sometimes I might work late at night after the kids are down around 8 or 9, might. But yeah, I set those boundaries. We plan it out. I usually do a momcation once a quarter, maybe once or twice a year. And, that's what refreshes me. That's how I get back to me and making sure that I can be my whole self for not only my clients, but my family, and so forth. So
We all need it. We need it. They need it for us in order for us to care for them the way they want to be cared for.
Yeah.
So, I just took a momcation last month.
Today?
Yeah. Good to see Usher.
He didn't bring you on stage, though. But you're not having
no one's trying. Girl, I wanted to be Kiki in that moment at the church. If he would have came on my aisle, John would have knew what's up.
But that outfit, though, you a mom.
And I'm a mom. Thank you. And so going back to, first off, before I even say anything, the momcation. If you hadn't had a momcation, see, I did it in that video too. When I had the orange on and I was like, momcation. But if you hadn't taken a momcation, take one.
Yeah.
This is your sign. Plan one today, okay? Plan it for the fall, for the winter time, whatever. Just take a weekend. You can do it in your city, but take a day, even if it's just one night. Go away, get away. I'm pretty sure your husband will be okay, or bae. They'll be fine. They can handle the kids. Just a night. And then y'all have fun the next day, okay? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need that recharge. So thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Because I definitely didn't have that here. And it's so important. It's so important. Okay, so as we're getting through this, I know we are getting close to time. So I really want to transition to my rapid fire question.
Okay.
So this is getting to know a little bit more about Aletha.
Okay.
These will be quick responses, but some you can elaborate on.
Okay.
But they're fun. Let's get to know Aletha. Okay. So first things first, tell me, what is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, Keisha Cole, Love.
So you be that one in there with all those buttons in the
I don't care. Loud and wrong. That's me. Karaoke.
I love it. Do you describe yourself as an early bird or a night owl?
Early bird for sure.
Really?
I was up at 4:43 this morning. I looked at the clock when I got up, yeah. So that means that about 9 o'clock I'm like knocked out.
So
For sure.
I'm finding more women are definitely early birds.
Yeah.
I gotta change something about my life because clearly, I mean, yeah, it's been working.
Exactly. I'm the early bird.
Working.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a night owl.
Oh.
So I don't go to bed till after 12 almost every night.
Really? I couldn't function if I did that.
That's probably why I drink so much coffee.
Probably.
What is the best concert you've ever been to?
Best concert. Geez, and I'm not a lot.
Who do you like?
I love Jill Scott. She came to Chastain some years ago. I used to see her just about every time she came to Atlanta.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a whole bunch of fun at that concert. I love Jill Scott. I love being outdoors, so it was like
That's a good combination. What is your favorite hobby? So outside of the business stuff, what do you do for fun?
all the things. Dance, that's me. So it's either in my house or sometimes I'm a part of a class, whether it's like a stilettos.
Wait a minute.
Yes, honey. Pole dance, all the things.
We gotta link up.
We do.
So you know what I used to do, right?
No. What is that?
So I'm a reformed burlesque dancer.
Okay.
And yeah, in case I didn't know. So, quick backstory.
Okay.
Just real quick backstory. So Belle Rouge used to be my stage name.
I never knew that.
Miss Belle Rouge. That's me.
Okay.
Also red lips and all.
Okay.
All of the
I
things
learned-
sexual. And, they loved it.
Okay, I'm sure
You
you
know?
know it.
And so that's actually how I got my start in entrepreneurship, by teaching dance classes, selling merchandise. Yeah.
Okay, then.
Classes, hosting workshops across. I've been in South Carolina. I've done classes in Louisiana.
I did not know that.
And when I moved to Atlanta, this was 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I got pregnant as soon as I got here. So I took a year off.
Yeah.
And then immediately after I had him, within 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
I was hosting my first soiree.
Okay.
Sexy and Sensual soiree right here in Atlanta. And that's actually how I met my marketing strategist, Amber. That's how I met her, through dance classes. And so here I am. Well, gosh, it's so many years later.
Yeah.
But the day before my 30th birthday was the last day I took a class. I taught a class.
Okay.
And once I turned 30, my son was a year old at that point. I was like, you know what? I had started photography. I got to do something else because dancing was fun. It was a good hobby.
Yeah.
But I also hated corporate. And I was like, I got to do something that's going to get me away from here. And that way I can still be my own boss.
Yeah.
Photography was the answer. So that's how we are here today with Belle Rouge Photography. I know that was a quick tidbit.
I didn't know that. Look at that.
I'm going to have to pull the receipts in the video so y'all could see. Okay? And one last question.
Okay.
What's something that you're working on right now that you want everyone to know that you have coming up?
Ooh, what am I working on? Child, the website. I'm working on my website and doing a full launch, right? So Aletha & Co. is my social media management company, and I've done a soft launch, right? I started working on it last year. Earlier this year, it was like, okay, I got a couple clients, but I'm going full blast come fall. So,
Wait,
so that's one thing.
Say full blast. That's not full time, just as in
It might be. It might be, child. I mean, this is right now. It's like I'm in the lab, right, working on the marketing for more clients, and so that's where the website comes in. So I'm going to be offering different packages, and really kind of amping things up for the fall. So that's one thing I feel like I'm working on that the people should know.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So how can everyone get in contact with you? I know we have many business pages, so let's run them down real quick. How can they follow you on social media? And if you have the sites done, share those too.
Yeah, absolutely. Feel like I'm done. I'm on it. So everything is at Aletha & Co. Aletha and Co. On Instagram, Facebook, Threads. Right, all the things. The website is alethaandco.com. If you're looking for, like we talked about earlier, the HBCU home, it's my HBCU home on all social platforms. So that's where you can find me.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being a guest on Mompreneurs Unleashed.
Absolutely.
I loved our conversation. This will continue over our next lunch break.
Yeah.
Our next lunch meeting.
Yeah.
But again, thank you guys for tuning in and stay tuned for our next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for checking out another episode of Mompreneurs Unleashed. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Tune in next week for our following episode.